Rogue Novak Michael Siljic goes missing for 7 months, gets found in London. What's he been up to? Stay tuned.
I'm the ringleader, so listen up.
Oh,
Wow, welcome back.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Oh, there he is.
Ah,
There he is.
7 long months.
Where have you been?
Everywhere.
Where haven't you been?
Where haven't I been? No. It's been a long time. Been a long time since we've spoken as well. Been a long time since Novak morning minutes. My goodness.
Wow. So it all started maybe when actually I'll ask you,
Yes.
when did the itch start?
The itch.
Itch.
I would say Jungle Man's. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Lovely. Sorry, just reading the comments there. I would say end of last year is when it started.
Got a little bit of an itch. And how did the conversation go with wifey?
Well, it went well because we're here. But it all came down to, it's all about timing. And I guess everyone's on their own journeys in life, and being able to make certain things happen at certain times in your life, you can, you can't. And we're both in a fortunate enough position where we went, you know what, it's never perfect, but let's just pull the trigger and do it. And so it worked out. And I must say, it's gone very quickly, but looking back on it, anyone that's ever thinking about doing a bit of traveling, it is 100% worthwhile.
Wow. So tell me, so for people who have just tuned in, Billy, can you just frame this all up so everyone understands Michael, who he is?
Who am I, Billy?
It was like having your sensei, Mr. Miyagi, leave you high and dry in the trenches. And he said, I'm off. The Bible, the teachings are now with you, and you're responsible for passing on the knowledge. And it was pretty stressful because it was like having to work with Lisa and try and fill a big void there. But Michael Siljic packed his bags, and we it's the nice thing is we've been on the holiday as well, being kept updated off StreamYard, off Morning Minutes. But we've obviously stayed in touch, and now he's back. He's back for a 15-minute segment this morning. So it's been like 7 months of really fun stories.
Yeah. For context, obviously, we used to work very, very closely together. For those people tuning in since, I guess, mid last year.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It's flown by. It has flown by.
So, Michael, what countries did you hit?
We spent about 2 months in Asia, in Thailand, Vietnam, Bali, and went around there. And then we spent the rest of the time going all around Europe. So a bit of everywhere, really. A lot of Eastern Europe as well, going back to our heritage.
And where's the Eastern Europe heritage?
Serbian. So we went to Serbia, we went to Montenegro, we went to Croatia. We did quite a bit of Eastern Europe, which was great. All phenomenal. It's very cool to see different parts of the world, see, I guess, how everyone lives differently in terms of, I guess, I know from speaking from experience, living on the northern beaches, it's very much a bubble where we live, and seeing how everyone else lives definitely. Oh, thank you, John. Seeing how everyone else lives across the world as well just really brings, I guess, perspective and makes you realise how lucky we are in Australia, specifically Sydney, definitely as well. So I can tell why real estate in Northern Beaches still seems to be pushing up and up from everything I've watched with you guys.
It's just a better lifestyle, is it, compared to most of the places you went to? Not that you're biased.
Yes, well, obviously there's always going to be a bit of bias, but no, there's beautiful lifestyle all across the world. But I guess things that we take for granted in terms of maybe safety or just being far removed from the rest of the world where we live in Sydney, it's something that you just don't realize when you're there. When you're in the middle of it, you don't realize. When you remove yourself from that environment, that's when you get to see it.
I've got a question. A question
Go.
over here. As a Sydney Northern Beaches resident, is there anywhere else in the world you felt was similar, where you could move to straight away and not have too many, changes to what normal life looks like?
Great question.
Most similar to the Northern Beaches.
You can just slot in.
Yeah. Everywhere's quite different in terms of lifestyle. Like I'm here in London at the moment. There's definitely some similarities there in terms of definitely that city lifestyle, especially other parts of England. So, which makes sense. But if we were to push more in the middle of Europe, in the thick of it, it's all different. Maybe parts of Switzerland, in terms of the cities in Switzerland, have similarities. But no, I wouldn't say there's anywhere that's directly the same as the Northern Beaches. Not in that way. There's some beautiful places.
Wow.
Holiday and you'd live, but not the same.
Yep.
Did you ever feel unsafe?
Yes and no. There was a couple of times where you feel a bit in hairy situations, but overall, I think if you don't put yourself in sort of areas, you sort of stick to the main, not touristy areas, but stick to where the lights are, walking down the streets. But no, we never had any close encounters with anything, but I think we'll always keeping vigilant.
Another question over here. Anywhere that you thought this is great for a holiday, but couldn't live here, or was that the majority of places?
Oh, look, majority have their own appeal. I'd say the number one place we found for a holiday was definitely Greece. Like that was probably our favorite destination. Any of the Greek islands you go to, I think that is just the epitome of the stereotypical holiday on a beach. I think Greece offers, it leaves a lot of other countries, I think, well in its dust. The people, the food, the water, it's one of the coolest countries we've visited.
Voted best food?
Best food? Probably Portugal.
Wow.
Portugal in Lisbon was some of the best food we had.
Lisbon. How good is that? And where are you going to go back to out of all the places you went to? Greece?
Greece, yes. And then outside of that, try and go new places. I like to see new things each time. I think going back to and holidaying to the same place is great. But I think if you can try and explore new places, for us, that's what we want to do with traveling. So go somewhere new every time you leave the country.
And your idea was, do these countries really well, not just try and spread yourself thin and do everything in all countries.
Correct. We stayed a lot of time in each of the places as opposed to just staying somewhere for 2 days and then jumping to the next.
What's a lot of time?
Oh, let's say a week to 2 in each location.
Wow.
How good is that?
And what about transport? What's the easiest way to get around?
Transport, a lot of Ubers, a lot of public transport. Thing is, compared to, I guess, a lot of Sydney where we've got the B-line bus and that's about it to get into the city, a lot of Europe with the trains and buses, it's very easy to get around pretty much anywhere. So I'd say we had no issue. We barely caught any Ubers. we were able to catch public transport everywhere. Favorite Greek island? Mr. John Hunter there, who also happens to be in the same household as me at the moment. I would say Thassos. It's more of an undiscovered Greek island. So those of you looking for the next big thing, because obviously a lot of the islands have already been discovered, I think Thassos is a great undiscovered one.
How good's that? How did you keep off the weight?
Keep off the weight? I actually lost weight, which might be frustrating for you, Mark. It's a lot of walking, a lot of good healthy food, not processed food. Good for the soul.
Wow. So just super active and good lean food. Travel.
That's it.
And have you
And,
worked out which haircut you're bringing home? Because we went through a few different versions.
It's well, this is a similar haircut to when I left, I believe.
It is.
But
It is.
the beard's gotten a little bit longer, so I don't know if that will stay.
Did you meet any hippies on your travel that rubbed off on you a bit? Do you think you're coming back a changed person with new spiritual beliefs?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I've gone hippie on it or changed spiritual beliefs, but I guess it's just more of a broader perspective. I've just been given one of our shoes, so this is a bit of a fun fact. Oh,
Ah,
So
this is my lovely lifestyle. So
what's the story of what's the fun fact?
We went traveling with a suitcase this large.
No.
wow.
We had 8 kilograms to our name each.
Wow.
I have had 3 pairs of shoes. I've had these, a pair of sandals, and 1 pair of going out shoes, and that is it. So
Unbelievable.
you learn that you can live with a lot less.
That's insane.
Wow. Can I ask a person that profoundly changed you in your 7 months of travel?
The person.
Can't
As
say
in-
so.
Can't say that.
Interaction, like a person, like someone where you just came back and thought, they're the bomb.
Look, we've met a lot of lovely people.
John Hunter.
Probably some of my... Sorry, John, I can't say you, because straight away, without overthinking, or the name that actually came to my head, or the person who came to my head, was actually my papu, my grandpa, who we spent time with in Greece. And he goes over there, he spends a lot of time there each year. He lives in Australia. And he's adamant that him spending a couple months in Greece each year, visiting the village he grew up in, has added years onto his life in terms of just, I guess, minimizing the stress. So in terms of giving a new perspective and being profound, that was definitely something that jumped out straight away when you asked that question.
He's the Papu. What a legend.
Yeah.
Here's to Papu, the legend. What island does he go to?
Evia. It's the biggest island on the east side of Greece.
Stunning. Well, that's
So,
a wrap, Mr. Siljic. What else did you want to add anything else to tell everyone about your 7 months worldwide travel where you went missing? Did you anything else you want to add?
Not particularly what's a Section 66W. I still keep following. It's funny. You can leave Australia, you can leave real estate. Obviously, I worked with Mark and Billy for many, many years. But it still was I still jumped on realestate.com, I reckon, every week. Keeping an eye on what was selling, what was on the market, what you guys were up to. Still followed along as well. I think we're very much property driven in Australia, and that's still, that bug never left.
Wow.
That's incredible. That's
I got
incredible.
one more question.
And you know what?
For someone going traveling.
Sorry?
What was the one accessory you couldn't live without? Was there anything that came with you all the way through? Not like your shoes, but
No, portable chargers. We bought some portable chargers when we left. That was probably the biggest lifesaver. I got given my other shoes as well. These were the best ones. These are my Jesus sandals.
oh wow.
Sandal.
Look at the tread on them.
They've done some work, the Jesus sandals. Were they new before you took them?
They were brand new. They've done some mileage.
I'm surprised you didn't pop the Jesus sandals.
No, they're indestructible. But look, as amazing as it is going around the world, we're coming home very shortly, and nothing beats being home.
It just reinforces we're in a great place in Sydney, hey? Sydney
really does.
rocks.
It does. And when people say, oh, look, it's overpriced or it's too expensive, the Sydney market, it is a free market at the end of the day. It's the market that dictates, it's the buyers and sellers that dictate, I guess, the price. It's us.
Yeah.
And when everyone wants to live there, and you can see why, it keeps pushing it. And I don't think that's going to change. I think fundamentally what Sydney has going for it only keeps things get better and better. So I don't think we're going to be changing.
That's also hard, Michael. That's hard because I'm finding a lot of people are going to Queensland or Central Coast at the moment. I've seen that particularly since you've been away. But
Yeah.
you know what good is not hard. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think if you put hard work into kids, they're great. You put hard work into mortgages and your home, they're great. You put hard work into your relationship, and it's great. So yeah, it's interesting because we're seeing a lot of people just literally leave Sydney, but that's why we pay what we paid, but it's hard.
It is. And look, it goes through its waves as well. It very well might be as it gets more expensive, people get pushed further out. And then I guess you get the next wave of more people coming in.
Yeah.
It's cyclical. It always goes up and down.
Yep. Just hold on, people. Just hold on. We lost a couple of good people out of the beaches to go to places like Queensland or in caravans around Australia or whatever, and it's just keep trucking.
Keep trucking. And has it been solid, I guess, in the past, let's say 12 months since we've been closely following it every day? Has the market pushed further in terms of price since, I guess, I last checked in on it? Or where are we at?
It has. It's really. I'd say the second half of the 12 months has definitely kicked on. I think we can attribute that to stability. So even though it's been a yucky interest rate, it hasn't moved. People really don't like change. So when those rates were changing, it was double discomfort. Or triple discomfort. Whereas now it's been a high environment, but something people can calculate. So yeah, the prices, the units are definitely up. You've probably noticed, and the houses are up a touch. But I've got a funny feeling because you know me, how I am with maths. I always look at the 10-year rolling average of units, the 10-year rolling average of houses. So the 10-year rolling average for units is 70%. And the 10-year rolling average for houses is 120%.
So you reckon units has got some more way to go over the next couple of years?
I reckon that's the bet, especially on the back of affordability with interest rates.
Well, I've been following Lisa's socials, and it sounds like, based off some of the posts she's been making, interest rates might come down soon. So that could be interesting.
Oh yeah, I think we're going to see them. Well, not many people would agree with me, but I reckon we're going to get one before Chrissy.
Is anyone else talking about interest rates on holiday? Anyone else in the world?
No one talks about property the way that we do. It's
really?
not even a conversation. Like, it's just Aussies all talk about property. No one talks about it the way that we do. And shout out there, Lisa. I have still been following your socials, so I haven't left.
Wow.
Oh, that's awesome.
So good.
Brilliant, gentlemen.
Well, that's a scoop. That's a scoop, mate. Thank you so much for coming on all the way from London.
Thank you, guys. It's late at night here, but I wanted to make this special effort.
You're a beautiful man. You're a beautiful man. Billy, any parting question?
No parting question. It's so good to have you back on, and we'll see you in like a week.
We'll be catching up soon, face to face, very soon.
We will indeed.
Thank you, gentlemen.
You take care. Love to Zale. Glad it was a safe trip. See you, bud.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.